To those who never want to have a child, what are your reasons? A friend told me once that I would probably be like the mom from *CARRIE*, and there's no fucking way I would condemn a child to such a miserable life. Also, giving birth? Fuck that. I would make a terrible dad, great uncle but a terrible dad. Edit. Thanks to everyone for the positive and wholesome messages, and it is abundantly clear I'm not alone in my opinion in this post. To add some context about myself, I'm a few months shy of 19 and have a bit of experience with kids, but no chance of having one anytime soon, no GF or romantic history of any kind. Edit 2. Save your money boys, I think I have enough awards. I'm stingy. I don't want something that takes up the majority of my life for the foreseeable future. Edit. Thanks for all of your inputs folks. I think it's far too common these days to get the same old WH at do you mean why you don't want kiddies from people when they ask about others' families. I was not brought up in a loving household, and I'm not sure I would even know how to be a good parent to a child. I don't feel bad about not wanting children, nobody should. We're overpopulating the world like we own it. Hell, we can't even take care of the people alive now. Probably don't need to keep adding more people to the planet. I'm too mentally unstable to provide a quality life for any potential kids. Edit. Good gravy. I woke up to a whole heap of responses. I genuinely hope all of you are feeling better today and in a better mood than yesterday. Our issues are ours to bear, and it matters that we keep trying to address them. I did have one nasty comment that is most likely a troll, so I'll say this much and end it. I went beyond self-diagnosis via internet and actually scheduled an appointment with a psychologist last month. This is in addition to being prescribed psychiatric meds from a different hospital. They were supportive and compassionate, but their assessment of me was that I was in need of hospitalization and that I should check myself into an inpatient center. Apparently, if you're too high of a risk of harming yourself, they won't take you on as a client because the duty of care burden is too high and they're not equipped to deal with that level of treatment. Of course, trolls being trolls, that individual is most likely stroking their genitals excitedly while reading this, if they even bother to read this, that is. Since I'm the oldest, I call my experience the free trial, and to make things short, I don't like it. Edit. Wow, I never thought I would get so many likes. Thank you guys for the medals. It's so cool to know that I'm not the only one who had this view. Thanks, and have a good one. I'm a romantic and self-centered. I would make a terrible partner and a lousy parent. I have never seen a person with children and thought to myself, I want that life. I don't have the patience to deal with them. Fkin expensive. I can barely take care of a cat. How do you think I would do with a child? I love peace and quiet. I enjoy money and silence. They're expensive and I'm already in enough debt from college. They're a big commitment, and seeing how my siblings' lives have changed with kids, I look at that and don't want it. I like my freedom. I don't handle crying well, especially from kids/babies. They're rowdy, loud, messy and cause damage. If I could fast forward them to age 10, I'd be more open to it. I'm 28 and considering a vasectomy. When I find the right woman, maybe I'll change my mind, but I tend to look for women who don't have kids and would rather not have them. Too mentally ill from childhood trauma and have various autoimmune diseases. Wouldn't be fair to have a child when I'm not completely present for them. Love kids, but not for me. As the eldest sibling in my family, I've already lived out my maternal dreams. Mental and chronic illness runs in my family and I can't risk passing it along. I don't want to put my body through pregnancy. It's a lot of responsibility and I rather live for myself and all the other things I rather do in the world. Once I'm a mom, I can never not be a mom. I like deciding what I can do whenever I want to without having to care for a child. I feel like a partner is already enough compromise, for a lack of a better word, of free time. Have nothing against kids though, just not for me. I understand the immense responsibility and sacrifice they are, and choose instead to work on myself, and continue to nurture my own experiences and growth through the one life I have. 1. Mental health. I have extreme anxiety and ADHD. I don't want to have a kid and potentially put them through what I go through. 2. They're expensive. 3. Pregnancy is *TERRIFYING* to me. Never want to try it. 4. Spite. Got tired real quick always being told I'd be a great mother, even when I announced that I don't like kids and never want any. Edit. Thanks for the awards LMAO. First 2 silvers on a post about not wanting kids. I don't want kids. There's literally no other reason. I was born this way. Have just never desired children. No particular reason. I don't want to go through birth. I don't like the baby stage. Children and toddlers are fun and can be adorable, but not 24/7. I like money and the peace of mind that I won't do anything to screw up their lives. Everyone I have said I don't want kids to will say I told you so. And finally, I'm not responsible or mature enough. Just never felt like I'd want to have kids when I was younger, and now, 42, female, I wake up every single day with immense gratitude that I never had or never will have kids, and it makes me so happy. My life is my own. I do what I want when I want, and it's very fulfilling. I don't have the delusion that having children would somehow guarantee love, or that I won't be alone on my deathbed. Lots of people are alone on their deathbed anyway. I work in end-of-life care. Also, given the state of the earth with regards to climate change, I feel it's kinda shitty to keep making more humans. We probably can't turn this ship around. I love my life too much. I hate mess and noise. I love traveling whenever I like. I love going for trips and meals out with my husband. I love being able to do what I want whenever I want. I don't want to spend my days listening to crying, arguing, whining, doing the school run in the rain, and shopping for food. The planet has plenty of humans and we have done a great job of wrecking the planet and treat animals so cruelly. I don't want to add to that problem. Bro, I can barely handle a full-time job and taking care of a cat. I do not have the time, money, patience, or desire to raise a kid. I want to live my life, not be weighed down with a responsibility I don't want and wouldn't be beneficial for me. I like having the freedom to not have to deal with all that. A list of reasons. I have too much trauma, and I'm scared of raising a human where I could accidentally project my trauma onto them. It is a big responsibility and IDK if I can handle that. I have a lot of genetic illnesses that I don't wish on anyone. I don't want to go through childbirth and all that jazz. Oh, also because people told me I will change my mind and now I just don't want to out of spite. Imo, I should justify why I want kids instead of finding reasons why I don't want them. In my case, I don't have a reason to want them. To sum it up. I like having my time and money to myself. Fancy sitting in bed late, drinking beer and ordering tequila? I can do that. Going out with friends at the drop of a hat with no worries? That too. My mental and physical health. Some issues are genetic in my family and I'd never wish that upon a child. This frankly isn't a world that I'd like to bring anybody into. I'm frankly quite selfish. I'd never, ever neglect a child, however. I'd prefer the new clothes and games that I bought recently to a nappy/diaper bill. I've just become an uncle, so I totally understand how people can want a child. It's just not for me personally. I'm absolutely terrified of developing postpartum depression. Because I don't like children. I don't want to raise one for 18 years. I'd rather put that money into my dream car. Our society is structured so that nearly everyone but the wealthy are living hand to mouth. I feel no security in my life and find life stressful. I can't imagine how bad that would be if I had to worry about another soul. I'm selfish, so I'm not gonna sacrifice my time for them. I don't want to bring kids into this world if they can't be unconditionally loved. I don't want to pass any of the emotional damage in my brain down to anyone else. I'd rather regret not having children than regret having them. You need a good reason to have a child. You don't need one to not have one, just as you don't need a reason not to have a fucking giraffe. Asterisk GESTURES at everything going on in the world currently. 1. Kids are expensive. 2. I rather spend money on travel than children. 3. I want to retire early. 4. I only like children in small doses. 5. There is no decent return policy on kids. 6. I really like my me time. 7. Every time I see people with kids, I have an overwhelming feeling of dread. 8. I find people who have kids a little boring, to be honest. Not always, but I know that their Rockstar days are now behind them. I mean, I'm happy for people who want to have kids. I've also had friends confide in me that they wish they hadn't have had kids. This should be a fuck yes or no decision. I'd rather live my life without being weighed down by a huge financial burden. Plus most kids I know are little shits.